This is the award-winning Brooklyn College News,
covering New York City and your neighborhood.
New York City tenants rally to demand a rent freeze.
Horse carriages, should they stay or go? Celebrities join the debate on both sides.
And everyone smiles at the Coney Island Mermaid Parade.
Those stories and more starting now. Welcome to Brooklyn College News. I'm Khadija Sulla.
And I'm Christian Cologne.
More riders use the subways than ever. About 5.5 million of us ride every weekday, but a recent daily news analysis found crime seems concentrated in a few stations.
We have team coverage from Broadway Junction and Times Square. Tourists love the 42nd Street area, but so do criminals. Steve Lafredo went to Times Square to talk to riders.
The police try to calm down a man in the subway, but here at the Times Square station, cops can't always keep up with the criminals.
I saw an assault happen. I think they were drunk.
Nearly 200,000 people go through the Times Square subway station every day. You see cops everywhere.
It is comforting to know that there are, law enforcement down there that will, especially in the bigger subways.
Yet, a recent daily news analysis found that criminals are busy here. Times Square and the nearby Port Authority station account for the highest number of violent crimes in the system.
Keep your money safe, keep your purse closed.
Most of the people we talked with told us they feel safe.
You have every single line on the west side coming here, so how can it be the most dangerous station?
People may say it's the most dangerous place to be, but we don't feel it at all. So there may even be safer places, but we love Times Square.
At City Hall, we asked Mayor Bill de Blasio about subway crime.
There's been a much greater focus of having NYPD presence on both in a targeted fashion. So you see a lot of enforcement going on in the subways. Thank God the overall picture over the last few years in the subways has been pretty steadily decreasing crime.
An MTA spokesman says that crime is down in most stations, but here and everywhere, you still need to keep your eyes open and be aware of what's going on around you. Steve Lafredo, Brooklyn College News.
People who go through the Broadway Junction station in Brooklyn know to take care. The station ranks the highest in arrests for weapons possession, and I went to check it out with video journalist Elizabeth Cajolo. Welcome to Broadway Junction. Nearly 9,000 people use the subway station daily. 5 train lines travel from Manhattan through Brooklyn to Queens. Busy commuters rush by and most ignore the beautiful stained glass windows, but some do watch out for criminals.
I keep my keys like that. As soon as I get off the train, it's a wrap. I'm a soldier.
A recent daily news analysis found at Broadway Junction over a 5-year period, police arrested more people for weapons possession, mostly knives, than at any other station. And subway riders say they see crimes committed.
I saw this lady get robbed. Somebody just grabbed her stuff and just ran all the way down that way.
Waiting for a connection up on the platform, you might not know the neighborhood below the elevated line has trouble with gangs. Locals think that is the cause for high crime rate.
A lot of these areas have gangs in them, so they're going to walk the street with weapons.
People were also quick to tell us about violent crimes in nearby stations.
A man at Rockaway Avenue was riding a Metro car, and so a man came downstairs and hit him in the head with a hammer.
Many of those we spoke with worry about their kids traveling alone.
I don't like her traveling by herself, okay? You get the group of guys, they like to grow up and like to be that macho deal. I don't like to let her out by herself.
Commuters say to make the station safe, police need to pay more attention.
If you're going to have the cops here, use them. Use them as a real presence, as a real force.
It's at night where they really need to be around.
Mayor de Blasio told us police know about the troubled spots.
There's no question there are some problem areas we have to further address. But I can safely say Commissioner Bratton is very focused and has been putting additional resources into that.
New Yorkers are used to rent hikes. Rents go up every year. But this year, tenants hope to make history with a rent freeze. Landlords oppose the idea. Christine Mendez says a vote at a meeting in Cooper Square got heated.
People called for a rent freeze at a rally outside the Rent Guidelines Board meeting. Tenants like these represent those who live in the city's nearly 1 million rent-stabilized apartments.
Our low-income people cannot afford this increase of rent.
Inside, tenants crowded the hallways and tried to make themselves heard. Many yelled out angrily.
We can't live in our own city!
These board members decide how much landlords can increase rent every year. Landlords said they needed an increase this year to keep up with costs. It was so loud, it was hard to hear the board members. Mayor de Blasio asked the 5 board members he appointed to vote against an increase. Stephen Flax was the deciding vote.
I have to go by conscience. And I have to say, this moment is a nightmare.
In the end, the board voted to increase rents by 1% for 1-year leases, 2.75% for 2-year leases. And the crowd erupted.
No rent freeze, no peace. Rent freeze, no peace.
People take us for a fool. They make all these people coming down here for nothing. They're abusing the community people because they are poor.
Landlord representatives left the meeting quickly. This was the lowest rent hike in history, yet it left both tenants and landlords unhappy. Christine Mendez, Brooklyn College News.
Mayor de Blasio vows to continue the battle against sugary drinks. The mayor says he is extremely disappointed by the State Court of Appeals decision to overturn the ban on large beverages. He says he'll look for new ways to fight the city's obesity epidemic.
Tourists stop by Central Park South to touch, feed carrots, and take pictures with the horse carriages.
It's amazing.
But some think horses here don't get fair treatment. A move to ban them can put the horse carriages out of work.
This is the classic conflict between New York City history, tradition, the conflict between horses, and then development.
About 130 drivers and owners operate carriages around Midtown and Central Park. Carriage drivers say real estate developers want to demolish their stables that keep their 220 horses.
Those 2 stables are in the way of somebody putting up a 60-story luxury high-rise condominium worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Opponents also include animal rights activists.
I mean, look at them. These horses are so old. You can just tell.
Mayor Bill de Blasio promised to ban horse carriages during his campaign and in his interview with Charlie Rose on PBS.
You can find another way to support the tourist industry, create jobs for those individuals, but not have an inhumane practice.
A New Yorker suggests a compromise solution.
Instead of getting rid of them, put a stableman in Central Park.
The whole issue brought a heated celebrity war between actor Liam Neeson, who defends the drivers, and comedian Bill Maher, who supports animal rights activists.
It's a connection with the past. It's a connection with our history.
Here's what Bill Maher said about Neeson.
Why a guy would go out of his way to champion animal abuse, I have no idea. I mean, just maybe you could feel that way. Just shut up.
It's unclear what will happen, but for now, the carriages drive tourists around. Estefania Hernandez, Brooklyn College News.
New Yorkers on the hot seat in a special demonstration on texting and driving. Brooklyn College News will be right back.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
He's not
ready.
shy.
All right.
Yeah.
Movie.
Sounds like
Slingshot.
it's definitely a romantic comedy.
Wait, beneath my wing. No, you drink your whole shirt, man. The Heart Attack sequel. Going down.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. Music loud, women want being kicked around since I was born. It's all right. That's okay. And you may look the other way, but we can try to understand.
This ever happened to you? Harmless game of charades based on film titles turning into a sudden cardiac event? Bam! Shaklaki! No? What? Think you're better than me? Well, it happens, all right? It's a real-life situation! I got my daughters here. Call 911. Push hard and fast, okay? Focus! And yes, the beat of staying alive really works. Shama!
Disco can save lives. Yes, disco, huh? Check it out. What do you think? What? Dance party!
A guy shouts out to a woman, but when is it not just hello? A heated social media conversation started about the way some guys talk to women in the street. S.B.N.I. Castro investigates.
I just think it's inappropriate. I just don't think it's any way to behave.
Bryn Dyer says that the Twitter conversation, #NotJustHello, hits home. It brings to light the startling, disturbing, and humiliating amount of street harassment women experience every day.
Men have a sense of superiority. They have a feeling of control, and in order to satisfy that control, they feel harassing women is a suitable way to fulfill that.
It's a problem where men think that it's okay just to verbally abuse or just kind of engage with the women.
Under the hashtag #NotJustHello, this woman shared an experience. She didn't want to talk to a guy, so he spat on her.
Men feel that, and of course not all men, but in society, they feel that, you know, they're entitled to a certain interaction with a woman, even though that might not be what she wants at all.
Street harassment is definitely a gender issue. And the core of it is a power differential between men and women.
Professor Catherine Fry teaches media and gender issues at Brooklyn College. She says entitlement plays a big role.
Men are often raised to believe that they are sort of entitled to a certain amount of power.
Women going about their business often get confronted and feel confused because they don't know how to react. But it's important to remember that not all guys treat women like objects.
Men feel like they are entitled to women and women should, like, you know, be okay with it, but like in reality it doesn't work like that. I feel like I should treat every other lady like my mom.
Professor Fry and other experts point out our culture and our family life influence the way that we regard and treat women. They say that the behavior is not an easy one to change. S.B.N.I. Castro, Brooklyn College News.
Manhattan's African Burial Ground Museum celebrated 149 years of freedom for slaves brought to this country from Africa. A daughter of Malcolm X gave the keynote speech, and Rebecca Ibarra was there.
The sound of rippling water at the African Burial Monument brings a certain quiet to busy Lower Manhattan. Tourists and locals come here to remember a piece of U.S. history.
How can we move forward into freedom, equality, and peace when some of us don't even know this significant part of history, and some of us don't even care?
A daughter of Malcolm X, Ilyasa Shabazz, urged a crowded room to take pride in their heritage, become leaders, and educate their youth.
Each one of us has the power to lead and to be the change that we seek.
The audience seemed moved by Shabazz's message. Ira Mosley says people around the world should be taught about Malcolm X.
Everyone needs to know who he is and what he's done for the, empowerment of black people around the world.
The author and activist promoted her new children's book about her father and his upbringing in a country divided by race.
I just want to learn more. That's why my grandmother's getting a book for me now.
For more information on the African Burial Ground Museum, go to www.nps.gov. Rebecca Ibarra, Brooklyn College News.
Traffic accidents and fatalities got Mayor de Blasio's attention in a big way. His Vision Zero campaign aims to cut traffic-related deaths.
So the city partnered with AT&T to show the dangers of texting and driving. Jody Ann Williams checked it out.
Does this look familiar to you? So many of us text and drive, and this simulator gave people a chance to see the danger.
I actually tried it just to see how bad it would be, and it's pretty crazy.
The City Department of Transportation partnered with AT&T to set up the simulator as part of the Vision Zero campaign.
Vision Zero being Mayor de Blasio's policy that he put out there in February, which is to eliminate pedestrian fatalities.
I tried it, and so did a lot of others. Here's how it works. You drive, and a text message pops up on the screen, and you're supposed to respond while you move. Either you crash, get stopped by the police, or run a red light.
There was a lot of stress at the testing and driving. I won't be doing that again.
The hip Flatiron District was a great location because it has a perfect target audience.
Young adult drivers, and this is according to the city DOT, are some of the most dangerous drivers on the street.
At the simulator, people admitted they text and drive, but they also point out that they see cops do the same thing.
I see policemen driving around my block, talking on their telephones all day long. And I'm hoping that they would set an example for the public.
The city hopes that drivers get the message and put down the smartphones when they're behind the wheel. Jody Ann Williams, Brooklyn College News.
The NBA teams up with the city to help kids.
Take a walk in Coney Island in the colorful Mermaid Parade. We'll be right back.
Going to a restaurant is meant to be special, often a celebration, like these guys here. But if you or someone you love has a food allergy, you may feel anxious about dining out. Great job, Coach.
Just like on the field, teamwork is vital in the restaurant industry.
Which means no one can drop the ball.
That's right, and if you're managing food allergies, you're not alone. Food allergies affect 15 million Americans, including 1 in 13 children. That's why our friends at Food Allergy Research and Education want to spread the word that you can have a safe and enjoyable dining experience. You just need a game plan.
It begins before you go to the restaurant, right, Champ?
Right, always call ahead.
Sample questions, helpful tips, and an online resource center are available on FAIR's website for food allergy dining, safefair.org. There you can download a signature chef card which lists your allergies. Give it to your server to deliver to the chef.
Visit safefair.org to learn more. And remember, we're all on the same team.
A public service message from Food Allergy Research and Education.
How can I say this? Mom and Dad, you're not getting any younger. Good thing there's a place for the whole family, where we can experience community, youth development, and exercise. You do remember exercise.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake. So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You may not think of the subway as a place to exhibit art, but recently a few busy subway stations showed the work of Andre Serrano. I met the artist and found out why he was really excited to see his photographs on display. Their faces, their eyes, they stare out at you from photos on a subway wall.
I decided that I would photograph homeless, but instead of in a studio, to make the streets my studio.
Artist Andre Serrano captures a lifetime of struggle and hope on the faces of the city's forgotten. His installation, Residents of New York, is sponsored by the group More Art.
I wanted to put these portraits of the homeless up there, and to my great satisfaction, it got noticed. I mean, many people went by about their business and they ignored the ads like they ignored the homeless. But a great number of people would look.
The photographs make some people stop and take a real look. They stare at people who often seem like wallpaper to us.
I see things, people that represent something else. And so I photograph the homeless as individuals who are suffering on the streets of New York, living on the streets, asking for money on the streets. So I photograph them as individuals.
At an event for the installation, 2 of Andre's subjects stood in front of their portraits.
I'm always very proud when my models are proud to be in my work.
But one of Andre's subjects was missing.
Well, his name is Brian, and I had actually met him before, him and his wife, because I had bought the homeless signs from them. And he died 2 weeks after I took his picture.
The picture tells a story about this man's life without using words.
Because of the exhibition and how more art dedicated the exhibition to Ryan, you know, a lot of people wrote about him, and now he's remembered.
Andre is proud that his work impacts those who see it.
Basically, I want them to look, I want them to connect with those individuals that they see on a personal level.
Andre's work hasn't always been well received. In 1989, his work Piss Christ, which features a crucifix submerged in a glass of urine, made him a target for criticism.
I was, you know, criticized and, you know, heavily criticized by senators and politicians, and I felt I was being used as a political football. I mean, it toughened me up. I realized, you know, I could take the heat, so I'm going to stay in the kitchen.
I had to ask what inspired him to make the work. The answer was simple.
My inspiration comes from everyday living, you know, and also from being an artist. And for me, the definition of an artist is a person who always has ideas.
Andre's installation was a success, and he looks forward to what comes next.
I hope I get invited to do another public installation, because I got more ideas.
Pinterest is a popular web destination to post photos of clothes, celebrities, and things you like. Our tech expert Marcus Lloyd finds it's also a good place for businesses to drum up sales.
Hey everyone, we all know about Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, but Pinterest is emerging as a major social network. Here are 3 reasons why you should be using Pinterest.
Pinterest is all about visuals. Users can find images and videos and pin the images to their boards. You can place a link from your site behind the images you post. Let's say you want to use an Instagram photo. You take the link from your Instagram photo and post it on Pinterest. Someone can click the photo and it will take them directly to your Instagram page. This will allow users to flow through your networks with ease. Pinterest has also made it easier to sell things. When you put up an image from your website, it will take the user straight to your website when they click the image. That's why Pinterest is a great way to get buyers to your site. Pinterest also helps you find out what your audience is really looking for. By following your own followers, you can see what inspires them. Urban Outfitters has a board specific for followers to post their own style. This gives you a chance to understand what's popular and use that to better position your own product.
People hang out on Pinterest longer than they do on Twitter. So if you want to sell something, this is the place to do it. Back to you.
Thanks, Marcus. Now let's send it over to Steve Lafredo for sports.
Thanks, Kadia. NBA draft prospects and former players joined Mayor Bill de Blasio to encourage kids and parents to take advantage of free meals this summer. Some kids got a chance to work out with the athletes. Mario Abar reports.
Kids and NBA prospects played together in the Manhattan schoolyard, and one of the guys in blue may be the next NBA star.
It was awesome because not a lot of kids get these opportunities to see these cool basketball players and the mayor.
The NBA and the city hope to get kids interested in healthy and active lifestyles. Players drilled and shot hoops with them. Former NBA player Felipe Lopez even took time out to sign their shirts.
I think it gives them a beginning effort of what they're going to be facing on the everyday part of their life.
Everybody seemed to enjoy it because everybody had a smile on their face.
Even though the idea was for kids to have fun, teachers made sure everyone understood that this was also the NBA support for the summer meals program.
There are a lot of kids in the city who are underprivileged who may not even get 1 to 2 meals a day.
You ask some of these kids, do you eat breakfast? And it's no. If you eat lunch, it's no, they don't bring lunch. So whatever it is that we provide for them, that the city provides for them, that's where they're getting their nutrition.
And that's why Mayor Bill de Blasio strongly supports the free meals program and wants kids to enjoy it.
You want a meal and you're a young person, 18 or younger, you get a meal, period, and it's going to be a good meal and you're going to enjoy it.
The free meals program runs through the end of August before the new school year. You can call 311 to find a location near you. Mario Abar, Brooklyn College News.
That's it for sports. I'm Steve Lafredo. Back to you.
The Mermaid Parade welcomes summer and gives creative minds a chance to play and show off. It's considered Brooklyn's answer to Mardi Gras. It's all inspired by the sea. Lisa Rodolico saw the fun.
Coney Island Mermaid Parade! Woo! Mermaids and sea creatures marched down Surf Avenue, and landlubbers filled the sidewalks to watch Coney Island's Mermaid Parade.
Never been here before, you're missing out. It's a lot of fun.
People of all ages from around the country came to celebrate the start of the summer season and show off their homemade costumes. Some spent months planning.
We chose our theme back in October, November, so we've started since then.
We got the sleeves off of hot cups of coffee, and I made a little fabric mermaid out of it.
Dante and Kiera de Blasio led the parade as King Neptune and Queen Mermaid. We couldn't get close because guards kept us away.
It's organized chaos. It's the art and the people, and it's very interesting.
With amateur hour at its finest, the parade brought out colorful performers in flashy costumes. Newcomers and veterans of the event loved every minute of it.
I've never been here before, but I kind of like how everybody can just do whatever they want, almost, wear whatever they want.
Back in 1990, I saw my first Mermaid Parade, and then the next year I was in it, and I've been in it every year since then.
Things got so wild and crazy that Luigi Babe, a neighborhood character, grabbed the microphone and tried to do our job for us.
Is this the first time at the Mermaid Day Parade?
No, this is probably our sixth, maybe seventh time that we've been here as a group.
This marks the 32nd year for the parade, and it's bound to get bigger and more creative in years to come. Reporting from Coney Island, Lisa Rodolico, Brooklyn College News.
New York is home to some of the best Caribbean food outside of the islands. Ty Hampton visited a restaurant near the Barclays Center and got to taste the chef's favorite recipe.
Craving Caribbean flavors? You might try Sugar Cane. It's located down the block from the Barclays Center, and the restaurant gets great reviews.
I've checked out the prices on the internet, so it's well affordable.
To celebrate Caribbean heritage, Sugar Cane promotes its favorite dishes like oxtail.
We sell out of oxtail, so it speaks for itself.
Chef Kayvon likes the curry shrimp and peppers. He sautés the ingredients with his own blend of Trinidadian spices and serves it with rice and potato salad.
I love the spices that are in Caribbean food. I think that's what draws me to it. I like good spice. I like food to be well seasoned.
People from around the world bring their influences to Caribbean cuisine.
There's an array of things that we make as Caribbeans. We're not just stuck to one particular type of food.
Come down to Park Slope to enjoy a piece of the Caribbean. Ty Hampton, Brooklyn College News.
That's it for Brooklyn College News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kadia Tusella.
And I'm Christian Cologne. See you next time.